Hello, Internet. This is LordMaddog, and I'm coming at you with another tutorial for my Souls melee-like combat system. Anyway, today we're going to talk about how to obtain items, basically through crafting or dropping them from a mine or disassemble. We've already kind of done a little bit with the last one episode where we were adding a new item to the game. We added its recipe, and this is the recipe you get back for disassembling an item. So I'll show you what I mean by disassembling an item real quick. We're going to drop in here. We're going to grab, let's change. We don't need 100 of these. This will make me really slow. We're going to go ahead and item info is not it. We need to go here. We just need 10 of these for now. That's fine. That way it won't overload me if I pick it up. There we go. We're going to go ahead and grab that. Crystals. We'll come over here to the disassembler. We'll throw it into the disassembler real quick, and we'll see that it will disassemble and give me 2 pulsating stones, just like we set it up to do. This is my disassembler, and there we are. We have 2 pulsating stones. We disassemble them, and that is how we get items this way. Okay. Now, another way for crafting and getting items is the broken resource bin. This is for basically when you have a mine, like a tree you chop down, or stone you beat apart, or if you have like metal you want to break. This is what the resource table for that. Right now we only have wood, so you see here it's only possible to get wood in wood shards. This also affects buildings, your build items, all your build items, which we will talk about how to add build items later on. All your build items have a requirement of items that you give them, and the chance of it giving you back a broken resource. So if you had a pulsating stone and you break it, it has a chance of giving you back a pulsating stone, but it also has a chance of that pulsating stone becoming a broken, a magic stone. And that magic stone has a chance of turning into a stone, just a regular stone, or stone shards. So building does not always give you back the same quality of resources, but it'll always give you back the same amount of resources, because nothing can be destroyed. That's a reality of life. No matter can be destroyed, but it can be worth less. Okay, so we're going to go ahead here, and this is my legendary drop item. So we're going to go add crystallize, which is the item we added last tutorial, crystallized stone. Here we are, our crystallized stone. Now, what this does is it makes it so the infuser, if I were to stick a magic stone in there, infuser can now take 2 of them and create it into a crystallized stone. And that also adds over here, we're going to quickly fly over here to where my mine is at, the chance of me being able to mine from this. Right now, we have, I was messing with this a bit to make sure I had everything right. So it normally is common, and legendary is usually 1% chance, but I had to see that I can get it. I went ahead and changed it down to 1 on this side and 74 on this side, which equals 100%. So this item here, if I beat on it with my sword, break it apart. Let's go ahead and run here. Boom, boom. There we are. And it has a high chance of dropping crystallized stone. If I beat on the other one, because it's not high stance, it should just give me regular stone. There we are. A perfect example of what I'm talking about. We are going to probably want to keep this at 74. You can go over 100%, but I suggest that you don't go over 100%, because that way you know the chances are. So you can then even change this in the blueprint itself, or change them in the world. That is what this broken resource tutorial one does. And now let's go ahead and actually talk about crafting. Crafting's a little bit more involved, but not too much sure. So we're going to come to the crafting list. We're going to go ahead and add a new crafting list. We see here we have already a couple crafting items that we can craft. We're going to add crystallized stone, if I can remember how to spell it, which I cannot. We're just going to quickly go crystallized stone here. This is the end. This is going to be the item that is build item. Okay, so we're going to grab that. We're going to rename this. So you don't actually have to name the titles. I always like having these things all set so I know exactly what is what. So crystallized stone. Now alchemy, this here is the bench that you need to use to make it. So forge, smithy, generic, and passive. So this is what crafts it. Passive crafter, it means that basically nothing else will be able to craft it unless it's a specific passive crafter that you have set up. I have no passive crafter set up. You would have to do that yourself, and you have to look into the code, and we'll look at the different codes as we go through this tutorial, so it shouldn't be too hard by the time we're done. Okay, so if I select the smithy, it will only be able to be built at this thing here. If I make an alchemy, I haven't actually created an alchemy table. We will probably make an alchemy table in the tutorial coming along during the course of these tutorials. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure it's a generic. We're going to level is has not actually been implanted. This is just for later reference. If you want to build an in system that is you level up in a specific type of crafting, then you will be able to do it. So right now we're going to make it a 6 because later on it's not that. And then time, how long it takes to craft, since this is a higher level item. So there's 120. We're going to go ahead and double that to 240. Okay. And then we're going to, right here is we're going to take what it costs to build it. So the last one of its type costed a magic stone. So we're going to have this one cost pulsating stones. And it's going to cost 4. And the quality, we're not going to mess with right now. I'm not entirely sure I have that set up rightly. I think the quality is the chance of it has, it's either the requirement of the quality you need, or it is the chance of it being higher quality. I have to look at it. I'm not even sure I fully have implanted that the way I want it either way. So it basically right now is the only ones that matter. So you want to check whether or not it's crafting in generic. The level doesn't matter. Time does matter. These are all things set up later on for my game system when I go to make my game. Quality and level, I think, are for when I go to make my game. But they can be used if you want to use them as well. Okay, building crystallized stone. So this is now a crafting recipe, but we cannot just instantly jump in game. If we go here and jump in game, we will see that I do not have access to that crafting table, that crafting recipe as yet. So if I go crafting, you'll see it's not there because I have a generic crafting. We have to add it to our player. We have to give it to our player in some way. So we can either make it instant. This is my inventory component, which is inside my player. My inventory right here, inventory. This was built back before I really learned how to do components. This should have been a component, but it's basically the same difference having it spawned here. So blueprint inventory. Okay, so this is your inventory item, and you'll look for a crafting item, unlock craftables. So if you want to add a craftable item to the game, like if you're basically saying level up in your level 1, you only have access to magic stone or wood sword, but as you level up in crafting or smithing, then you could have a blueprint that will go and grab the inventory component, and it'll go unlockable craftable items, and then you can just go ahead and add craftable item to it. And then it'll look for, and you just add the craftable item, any class, and the class of item, it'll then go ahead and look up the crafting this here. It'll look up the buildable item, and it'll automatically populate the crafting stats. So we're going to go ahead and just add it at the very beginning of the game of what you're able to do. We're going to BB crystallized stone. We already have that set up. Now with that done, we can spawn into the game here, and inventory. We open up our crafting system, and there it is. A crystallized stone requires 4 pulsating stones in 240 seconds. And I don't think I'm actually going to take the time to craft. Oh, you know, actually I can take the time to craft it, because I just go ahead and tear apart one of these. And so in case it tearing, there we are, crystallized stone, assist. Quickly assist this real quick. There we are. We need 4. There we are. I probably should have actually made this give back 4. No, not, because the infuser actually does it is more efficient than the player. So we are crafting wise. We have 5 of these crystallized stone. It takes 240 seconds, but because my character is actually pretty high level, my crafting time is reduced by 11 seconds every tick. So instead of 200 some seconds, it'll only be like 20 seconds. There we are. and I am crafting the item. It is taking my MP to craft it and taking my stamina to craft it. There is no sound as of yet. You can probably easily add enough your own sound with the crafting system, whatever you want it to sound to be. If it, I'll probably have to add that eventually. There we are, and crafted, and we obtained 1 crystallized stone. Yeah, and that is the crafting system. There is not too complicated. It's really straightforward. I hope you have enjoyed and you are able to add your own items to be crafted. LordMaddog signing off.